In a quiet town in the Midwest, there was a pharmacist named Paul. For over a decade, Paul had been running a small pharmacy on Main Street. He was excellent at his job, knowing exactly where every pill and bottle was kept, and he always greeted his customers with a smile. But despite his professional demeanor, Paul had a reputation for being skeptical about religion. He was an atheist who didn't believe in God or any higher power, often dismissing the idea entirely. Paul's father, a devout man, had tried to instill faith in him many times. But no matter how much he talked about the importance of believing in something greater, Paul remained unmoved. When his father passed away, Paul didn't change his perspective. Instead, he focused on running his business and indulging in his favorite pastime, playing cards with his friends. Whenever the shop was quiet, Paul's friends would drop by, and they'd gather around the counter for a few games of poker. One rainy evening, as thunder rolled in the distance, Paul's friends arrived as usual. With no customers in sight, they set up their game. As the rain poured outside, they joked, "You're stuck here tonight, Paul. Might as well deal us another round." Paul laughed and shuffled the deck. In the middle of their game, the door flew open, and a young boy, drenched from head to toe, rushed in. "Mister, please help me," he cried. "My mom is really sick and I need medicine right away. She's getting worse." Paul glanced at the boy, then at his friends. He didn't want to leave his game, but his friends urged him, "Come on, man. The kid needs help. You can play later." Reluctantly, Paul got up and asked the boy what he needed. Before the boy could finish explaining, the power went out, plunging the shop into darkness. Confident in his memory of the shelves, Paul grabbed what he thought was the right medicine, handed it to the boy, and sent him on his way. The boy thanked him and disappeared into the storm. With the game interrupted and the power still out, Paul's friends decided to head home. "We'll pick this up another time," they said as they left. Alone in the shop, Paul started tidying up when the lights flickered back on. As he turned to lock up, his heart sank. He realized that in the darkness, he had mistakenly given the boy a bottle of rat poison instead of medicine. Panic gripped him. He had no way of finding the boy, no idea where he lived, and no way to undo his mistake. Overwhelmed, Paul remembered something his father used to say. "When you feel there's no way out, just close your eyes and pray. Trust me, you'll find help." Though he had never believed in prayer, Paul was desperate. He looked at an old, dusty cross that hung on the wall, a gift from his father, and closed his eyes. For the first time, he prayed, pleading for a miracle. As he finished, the door burst open. The boy was back, out of breath and holding the broken bottle. "Mister, I slipped in the rain and the bottle shattered. Can I get another one? I don't have any more money, but I really need it for my mom." Relief flooded through Paul. He quickly handed the boy the correct medicine and said, "Don't worry about the money, kid. Just make sure your mom gets better." He also reminded the boy to clean up where the broken bottle spilled. As the boy left, Paul sank into a chair, overwhelmed with gratitude. He looked up at the cross and whispered, "Thank you." That night, Paul's perspective changed. He realized that faith wasn't about proving God's existence, but about believing in something greater than oneself. From that day on, Paul wasn't the same man. He stopped dismissing the idea of a higher power and began to appreciate the faith his father had tried to teach him. The moral of the story is that faith has the power to guide us in our darkest moments, and even a single act of prayer or belief can turn a mistake into a miracle. If you think faith can change lives, comment "I believe" and share it with your friends who need to hear this.